Assembly. I'm going to start this assembly in a slightly different way today. I'm not going to tell you what the theme is. I want you to have a guess and for you to think about what it is I'm going to be talking about. We're going to start with a paper clip. It's used to hold paper together. Another example of its use might be as an emergency hair clip. Can you think of something else that it could be used for? Have a think. I want you to think outside of the box. Here are some examples. It could be used as an envelope opener, to reset an electrical device, a DIY keyring, removing hair from a hairbrush. Why not have a go? This is a brick and it's used to build houses. You could use it as a step. Can you think of any other uses for this object? Have a think. It could be used as a paperweight, a cheap dumbbell for giving you muscles, a nutcracker in an emergency. I want you to think outside of the box. What could I be talking about? What is my assembly about? What skill have you been using whilst thinking up other uses for these items? Creativity. This week we're going to be talking and thinking about creativity and the importance of being creative. Creativity. What is it? Creativity is being able to think outside the box, come up with new ideas, solve problems in different ways. It's about using your imagination. But why is creativity important? Let's look at our brain. Let's think about the way our brain works. Some people might talk about the left and the right side of your brain. They might even talk about using your whole brain. Two different sides. One side for logic, language, numbers, for learning knowledge, for learning facts. The other side might be considered our creative side. Things like emotions, imagination, expression, art, intuition, creativity. But these sides of our brain can work together. And this is an example. As we do different activities, different networks in our brain work together. So I want you to think, have you ever had that aha moment? You've been trying to solve a problem, you've been trying to work through something, and all of a sudden there's a spark, an aha moment. You may have had to have some creative thinking to get to that point. Why should we be creative? Reason one, being creative helps us to solve problems. It means that we are able to deal with the troubles, issues better, as we can think of ways out of them. Reason two, it helps us to make the world a better place. Creative inventors, for example, think of new ideas to make life easier and simpler. Reason three, being creative improves your confidence. When you are creative, you often face many failures. Understanding that failure is just a part of the learning process makes you more confident. In school, we talk about mistakes leading to success, and us learning from our mistakes. So reason three is very important. Reason four, being creative means that you can keep trying to improve. Instead of getting lazy when they achieve something, creative people think about how they're going to do something even better to keep going. Reason five, being creative helps you to bring joy to others. Think about all of the best things that the world's best writers, artists and inventors and many others have brought to the world. Key question. After this assembly, I want you to discuss this at home or with your friends and have a think. This is a quote. Only some people are creative. Do you agree or do you disagree? I want you to have a think about that. Creativity for all. We can all be creative. It's inside all of us. So let's prove that. going to set you 2 creative challenges to get your creative brain going. I have drawn 2 lines in the square. What do you see? Are you using your imagination? How creatively are you thinking? What could this be? Have a think. Now, when I looked at this, I had all sorts of things appearing in my head. It could be a zip, it could be a mouth, it could be the start of a whole creative picture. This is an example. It could be a dinosaur. So just using your imagination and being creative can lead to all sorts of things. Creative challenge 1 is for you to have a go at home. I've drawn a few lines in some squares. Your task is to turn each drawing into something. What you draw is totally up to you. I want you to use your imagination and I want you to be as creative as you can. Draw quickly. I've included a timer in this week's assembly. You've got 2 minutes for each square to think about what it could be. Go wild, use your imagination. Challenge 2. We talk about thinking outside the box, about problem solving, seeing things from a different angle. We might look at something and think we can't do that, but somebody else might look at it in a slightly different way. So, challenge 2, what else could you use this box for? And I want you to think outside the box, not just for holding things. How many uses can you come up with for this object? Don't forget to send your examples into school. I'd love to see your imaginative pictures and your ideas for thinking outside the box. So, creative learning habits. When we're in school, I know some children really get excited when they're doing art or they're doing a subject that they think is creative. But creativity can come in many forms and across different subjects. So let's have a look. Being open to change, so not worrying too much, that can help us be creative. Think of problems that need fixing, brainstorm ideas, play and pretend. When you fail, you try again. Act, dancing, draw, pretend, use your imagination, and asking questions will lead to creativity. Train the brain. You might be sitting there at home going, I'm not very good at something, like art, I'm not creative, but creativity can come in all different forms. And these are some of the ways that you can get more creative. Number 1, forget the outcome. Don't worry too much about perfecting something and making it look perfect at the end. It's the process and the enjoyment of doing something and being creative. Number 2, learn from your mistakes. The more you practice something, the better you get. Number 3, relax. When we feel stressed, that can sometimes stop us from being creative and imaginative. So just relax and enjoy the situation. Number 4, write ideas down. Jot down your ideas and they might help you for future projects. Number 5, read, then read some more. We always talk about how reading transports us to a different place, and that can help us with our creativity. And number 6, listen to Mozart, the Mozart effect. There has been some studies that said listening to Mozart releases things in our brain which helps us to be more imaginative and creative. So if you're at home and you're trying to do some home learning or you're trying to do a project in school, why not try putting some Mozart on? See if it helps you to get creative. We've got to this part of our assembly where lots of us have been creative in school and at home. And we've had lots of achievements and we're going to share those. This week's music, I wonder if you can guess, is Mozart. At the end, I want you to look at the pictures and I want you to listen to the music and see if you feel imaginative or creative to have a go at some of our challenges. My questions this week I want you to think about. How often do you think outside the box? Come up with new ideas or solve problems in different ways? How will you develop your creativity and imagination? Have a think about my challenges have a think about my questions to reflect. Right, so let's see what's been going on this week. TT Rockstars. Again, we've got our battles. We can see here blue and yellow. Yellow winning there by a small margin. Red and green battled together, and again, red just beat the greens. I must say that these numbers have really, really improved this week, and I'd just like to say a really big well done and thank you to everybody who's logging on and helping to achieve these scores. Most valuable players this week: blue, Kieran, Jake D, Lola G and Logan. Green, Jack S, Harriet, Katrina and Elwood. Red, Lola in Year 6, Via, Amber E and Josh Ken. Yellow, Jacob R, Tammy, Alex K and Millie. Well done to all of you. You have contributed to these scores. My maths. We have had some improvement for some year groups, but last week we had 70 activities completed by one class. That's dropped slightly this week, and this week's winning team or class is Year 5. So Mrs Marsh and Mrs McMullen's class have a total of 52 My Maths activities completed. Have a look at this at home, make sure that you're going on and that you're completing that work, and try and see if you can get your class scores up a little higher. Right, I'm going to show you the creativity and the imagination that's been used at home and in school. I hope you enjoy and listen to the music.